Oh, wow. Have you been here this whole time? I didn't realize the script was broken this badly. I'm so sorry. Must have been pretty boring, huh? But I'll make it up to you. Just give me a sec. Okay, that should... Good day to you creatures of the multiverse, I'm NSega, and get this. You know, I guess we can just skip over that stuff at this point. Guys, do we really not have the clip?
We're trying to acquire the footage from the simulation.
I'm googling Google. I found the footage.
The Minecraft Dungeons review is currently one of the most culturally relevant episodes of my show. I mean, just look at where I'm at now. We also got another remnant of a cancelled video laying around here. I ended the video with my knockoff name for Crash Bandicoot, which was meant to hint at a Crash Trilogy video. That never happened, and therefore I cut it out of the edited version. That aside, I covered the game decently enough. Not bad for a second go at it, huh? Huh? Cal?
Yeah, that's really funny. Cal went home, by the way, so shut the f up now.
I'm googling Google.
Hello, I'm the Peacemaker. I have a feeling you're either gonna kill someone or you're gonna die yourself, and we have had enough death to last us a lifetime. Huh, that's a really funny sentence. Get out. I really need money. The 14th of September saw the first ever Spyro September, a yearly event that's actually managed to stick around thus far. To celebrate the original Spyro the Dragon's 25th anniversary, 5 days late, I made a video talking about Season of Flame, the second Spyro game released on the Game Boy Advance. And this video right here is special. I actually liked the game I was talking about for once. Along with that, it was made in this minimalistic slideshow-ish way, which I guess was because I didn't feel like getting gameplay footage. Either way, this video is a nice simulated comeback from Purgatory, and holds up pretty well. For the most part. Which brings me to one of two regrets I have with this show. I really do hate whatever the whole deal was with this character I'm about to talk about. Timmy McQuoke. Yep. I made a joke about woke people in cancel culture, and I didn't even know what woke meant because I was a clueless 12-year-old with no opinions. Since then, I have been woken, I have channeled my inner non-binary Spyro, and see, back then, I knew the joke was stupid. I just know now that it's more stupid. What was this even based on, other than an excuse to shoot another me? So yeah, there's that. Thought I'd acknowledge this bit as the total rubbish fire it is. And with that, we can move on to Sonic Month. Now, Sonic Month, there's an event that has not managed to stick around. I made 3 videos for November of 2023, each one about a different Sonic game for the Sega Mega Drive. 1, 2, and Spinball. I also hinted at a possible Sonic CD video, but it didn't happen. And I'm glad, because I don't think it would do me or the game justice. Basically, I like Sonic CD a lot more than I did 2.5 years ago. And because of a couple clips I used in the Sonic 1 and 2 videos, Sonic Month had a running gag of Scott the Woz affecting my universe, in reference to Borderline Forever. I also spent longer discussing Sonic 2's soundtrack than talking about the actual game, and the Sonic 1 video features one of my favourite ways I've ever criticised anything.
If this stage offered me brownies, I wouldn't eat them.
And as for the other relevant things I did in 2023, Cal and I started work on some videos we never finished. I killed Simulation Input James, I started a podcast, Simulation Input James came back to life, and I spoke about Balloon Fight. The 5th of March 2024 marked the release of my Wipeout 2097 review, the beginning of Season 3, and the beginning of me finally graduating from making videos on a phone to making them on the MacBook I'd already owned and had been using for a year and a half at that point. Most of the videos I made in 2024 have terrible audio balance, and the background music would be loud enough that it would start to drown out my voice. And Wet Wipe 2097 is no exception, but I think the review itself covers the game fairly nicely. For the most part, I did well on this one. The video that followed it, however, I did not do well on. The audio balance is even worse, I have too little to say for how long I let the songs play, the pt2 parody bit isn't even in time, and then we get to the latter of my two big regrets with this show. Ariokni may just be the worst character ever on the show. He only existed as some guy that spoke in a fake Cockney accent, he only appeared once, and he wasn't even relevant to the bit he showed up in. But worst of all, the picture I used for him was made with Bing Copilot, and if you were listening when I spoke about my other regretted character, it would be safe to assume that I do not vibe with generative AI now. You reckon that's why I like Sonic CD now? Anyway, the point is, I wanted to make clear my current thoughts on this one. The 1st of April. That day where half the channels on YouTube are posting videos that are all like, yeah, hey guys, it's me, NSegaXP, and I'm just coming on to say that I am, deleting my channel.
It's my evil twin brother, Melvin XP. What are you doing here, my evil twin brother, Melvin XP? Ha ha ha! Ha ha!
But I decided to shake it up and talk about a bad Shrek game instead. But what's interesting about this video is a clip that appears in it. That clip was originally filmed for one of the cancelled Cal collabs I mentioned earlier, where we were gonna talk about Super Mario Brothers. And that bit was my reaction to the hurry up variant of the castle theme. I don't know what I was on, I could sleep to this.
And Sega, we need to make a video, you know.
Woodles, what the hell are you doing in the Doki bench?
We are not doing this again.
I don't think you can even see the demo disc that I get handed there. To commemorate the 3rd anniversary of the channel, I made a video about one of my favourite games of all time, Tombi. And while the music is too loud in this one, I think that the Tombi review is one of my most well written, and remains fairly accurate to how I feel about the game now. It's also the first video of mine to feature a credit sequence, so that's fun. Along with the Tombi video, I also made one about its sequel, and I'm not as satisfied with that one. The script has a negative tone to it, despite the fact I said it was a great game. I want to redo this one in a longer video, and I actually started work on a project like that, but didn't finish it, as you can see on the channel, along with remnants of reviews of Parappa the Rapper and Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. Oh, and I also narrated a Tomba Club video in August of 2024. And then there was the second annual Spyro September, featuring the first part of the series where I cover covers. Yeah, that's what I deem 3-parter worthy. And this video is where I consider the modern era, for now, of NSega to begin. There were elements of it before, but I think it was this episode where my developed style debuted. The end of Season 3, but the beginning of something a hell of a lot better. And then I didn't release any videos for a year. However, there was stuff planned in that time, and I want to talk about that. By the end of 2024, I was pretty much burnt out from making NSegaXP, and so I wanted to make a video that would serve as a finale to the show, talking about any random stuff, having a bunch of cameos, a bunch of skits, and a bunch of killing everyone. I was also going to post an extra video reflecting on the channel's history. Huh. But when I was writing the script for said project, which I codenamed Project Over, I realised how much I enjoy making this show and decided to keep it going. There was also another video that was a work in progress during this hiatus, and it was none other than Spyro Cover Art 2. Yeah, that video was actually a year in the making, and I think it turned out great in the end. I love the style of incorporating skits into the video in a way that breaks things up a bit, and makes sure nothing outstays its welcome. It's a lot more fun to create as well, and there have been multiple times since I came back to the show where I've just burst out laughing at my own ideas. And I loved watching this one back a bunch of times before it premiered. As much as I do like making reviews, I feel like I'm better as an entertainer. That and you typically get better at things after 3 years. So, in conclusion, I've made some pretty rubbish stuff in the past, but I'm happy where I'm at now. And who knows, maybe in the future I'll improve and I'll think the now stuff is terrible. But as I said, I am content. So, where do I go now? Can't stay here in purgatory. Do you reckon Minnie's just Mickey in drag? I like it when in kart races, when you don't have an item, if you press the item button, it just honks the horn. I love it so much. The only girl I've ever loved is Mickey in drag. Oh, New Mexico. So are we in New Mexico this time? New Mexico is like one of the deep cuts of the USA. You know what? I'm gonna make Parappa 3. Parappa 3. What would happen? Parappa proposes to Sunny. No, Sunny proposes to Parappa. And on the day of the wedding, Parappa gets cold feet. And the reason he gets cold feet is because he has a crush on PJ Berry. So like, but he doesn't know how to say that. So the goal of the game is to is Parappa. You know, we had getting the girl, we had becoming the man, and this one's about getting the man. Wait, so if Minnie is, like, Mickey's, like, the drag queen version of Mickey, then is Daisy the drag version of Donald? No, Donald. Donald is Daisy's drag persona. Daisy is a drag king, and Donald is, like, her persona. There's gotta be a word for that in the drag community, like, the persona. And now, it's a real deep cut, New Mexico.